Hi, this is Jelly Bean,
This is Marix.
and we're going to be showing you how to make old-fashioned bread pudding today. There's a lot of different ways you can make it. We're going to be making pumpkin.
What we have here is Dunkin' Donuts, right here. There we go. Now tell them what kind of donuts we have in here.
Okay, what I did was I went and actually got some donuts, and I cut them up and put them in the oven and turned them into croutons. And there are roughly a dozen donuts in here. This is also has a little bit of really good brown honey wheat brown bread. And
now, what kind of donuts are these?
the donuts, there are some pumpkin, there are some cinnamon buns, some cake donuts, yeast donut. So there's just a little bit of every kind of donut in here and some bread. So what we're going to start with is some eggs. And I'm going to start with 5 eggs. A lot of this is by what you got in your kitchen. I happen to use these brown, cage-free. Yes, they're enhanced with the omega stuff, but at least they're enhanced in a good way. And hopefully they don't mistreat their chickens too much. This is about the best I can do. I can't save the world, but maybe one chicken. I'd like to have my own chickens, but they won't let me have chickens.
No, in this town, you're
I
legal.
can have 5 chickens in one rooster.
It's under the laws.
Five chickens and 5 hens and 1 rooster. Can you imagine? The neighbors would be so torqued off about daylight.
All right. So now, what are you doing?
Okay, I just roughly beat these eggs up. I'm going to throw in a ½ cup of dark brown sugar.
Packed.
Yes. This is really good when you need to make giant trays of something for a big breakfast or a big brunch.
All right. Now, what are you doing?
I have about a half a stick, maybe a little more of butter, because like I said, this is whatever you have in your kitchen and how much you have in your kitchen. This is vanilla. It's roughly a ½ teaspoon to a teaspoon, whatever you like. Same with, you can use pumpkin pie spice, apple pie spice, cinnamon, or you can use cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, any combinations of whatever you have in your kitchen.
Today we're going to be using cinnamon and nutmeg.
Although we do have quite a bit of cinnamon in this dish. Now this nutmeg is, this old ball jar comes from my grandmother's farm. And then I have, we'll just put a tiny bit of nutmeg. I don't like too much. It's kind of a strong nut.
It is very
As you
strong.
see, it is a nut.
Wait, right now we have 5 eggs, we have nutmeg, cinnamon, we have butter, and we have brown sugar all mixed together.
Real butter.
Real
It's not like
butter.
with this kind of dish you're worried about any calories. Oh, did I say that this was calorie free?
All right.
You can eat all you want.
So what is the consistency of your mixture?
It's pretty watery. It's going to be until we add we want it to be. Now this is that new stuff I was talking about, buttermilk. You got the container? I want to show it. It's really cool. I hate buying buttermilk because you don't use it but a cup of it for a recipe, and then the rest of it, everybody looks at it like it's poison. I don't want to drink it. I know there's people out there that like it. So this baking buttermilk, you can make as much buttermilk as you want, and I happen to, at the last moment, decide to use my leftover coffee that I had in my coffee pot this morning to use as the liquid. So this is a coffee buttermilk.
And how much is that?
That is 1 cup. This is 2 cups of heavy cream. You can see it's sticking to the inside. Really, this is the good stuff. You make whipped topping out of it, so you know it's got to be good. He doesn't like whipped topping. And this is all these creams and things are kind of helping calm down the all the cinnamon that's in this dish. This is about 2 cups of pumpkin puree. Got me a fork?
All right.
Ah!
What?
I'm gonna put that in the dirty bowl so I have to wash that spoon later.
All right, tell me what you're doing right now. What are you doing?
I'm going to start incorporating these chunks in this mixture. Now if you don't have heavy cream, you can use milk. If you only have 3 eggs instead of 5, you can use them. If you only have 3 donuts and bread, you can use that.
What if you only have like a shoe, a bullhorn, and a frying pan?
You can use cornbread. You can use any kind of bread you have.
Do you want some help throwing that in?
No.
Well, I'm just standing here.
Do what you do best. Pose. I'm using a spoon for you guys, but usually I just take off all my jewelry and stick my hands in it.
But
Some things you just have to put your hands in.
as much as that would gross a lot of people out, we'll just use a spoon.
My hands are clean.
Okay, now what do? We dump it in the pan? Or you dump it in the pan?
You can hold it, I'm dropping it.
Well, you could say something.
No, this is more fun. Okay, I'm going to let this soak. I'm going to put it back in foil on it. We'll do that later. Foil on it. Stick it in the fridge and let it soak. Why don't you drag that out of the fridge for us here? And I let this sit for about 2 hours. You can leave it, like I said, overnight. Now I went and peeked at it, and I thought it needed more moisture. I thought it seemed a little dry. So I took a fork and some 2% milk, and I pulled back the edges, and I poured some milk, and then I stuck the fork in, and I moved it around, and I poured in some more milk, and it was probably about a heavy cup. You go by eye. You want this to be moist. Okay,
What are we making?
are going to, it's kind of a pecan, I keep a jar of pecan walnut type pieces around, and I put in everything. I put it in my cereal, a handful in my cereal, I put a handful in my chicken salad, so I keep a handful of nuts around. This is butter that we just leave on our counter. We don't put it in the fridge. So it's probably, let me eye that, that's probably about...
It's about half a cup.
Or a stick, let's say it's about, what is about a stick? About
one stick.
That's, no, I just put in more, so that's probably about a stick and a half.
Alright.
Okay, I have a cup of sugar here.
What kind of sugar? Brown sugar?
This happens to be dark brown sugar because it's what we've got.
Like what we used earlier when we... Now, what are you doing now?
Handful of nuts. Okay, 2 handfuls of nuts. Okay, now, so we're going to stick your hands in it.
It's the inevitable.
Being a mommy, well, you could maybe use a little. But I'm going to scatter and pull and spread this about. One thing the butter will do is help keep it moist. It will help it get crunchy and toffee-like. Set that in there.
Alright.
Here you go.
Well, it's not.
It's not hot.
Nothing's hot.
Okay, you push it back a little. Now it's much safer to add boiling water when you have it in place here than instead of trying to move it with boiling water in it.
So you're using a teapot to put boiling water. Now, why are you doing that?
This is going to steam it and make it more pudding-like. Just stick it straight up.
I'm trying to. It's very heavy. It's a heavy, hot mess.
Doesn't that look awesome? We have custard sauce. We have whipped topping. We have honey.
And
We have
syrup.
real maple syrup to go on our dish. Now you can, this is going to be sweet and pumpkin-y. So you decide what you would like to have on it. If I was you, I would try a little bit of everything.
I'll try a little bit of custard first. Alright. We need utensils to eat this. Alright.
That just is really fluffy.
Let me give this a try. We're good.
I'm going to do that and maple. And whipped topping. Oh, I certainly didn't mean to get that much. Here, take.
Give me some. Take it out of mine. Hot. You can really taste the donuts. It's really good.
Is it too sweet?
No. It's like perfect. I mean, try a little bit.
Oh my god. It's perfect.
Well, there you have it.
Homemade bread pudding with donuts. Pumpkin flavored.
If you have any more questions, just email us.
And if there's anything we forgot, just email us and ask us. We'd be glad to answer your questions.
Bye.
Bye.